Well, we're going to stay with panto. No one quite does panto like TV favourite. And panto legend Shane Richie, most known for his role as Alfie Moon, of course, in EastEnders. Shane is no stranger to Nottingham. He leads a stellar cast in the title role of Dick Whittington at the Theatre Royal, alongside Dr. Range as the Spirit of Bow Bells. And with a vast back catalogue spanning over 40 years with hits on stage and screen such as Oliver Twist, Grease and New Tricks, Shane is stepping away from Walford for a festive break to bring this fairy tale to the stage with fabulous costumes and props direct from the West End. Dick Whittington is just heard running until January. It's been described as an ultimate magical pantomime adventure. Here to tell us more is the very man himself. Backstage at the Theatre Royal. How are you, Shane?
Mark, lovely to see you, mate. I'm looking very pale at the moment, so I've just taken my makeup off from the matinee, okay? So I don't want to scare your viewers.
You look good to us. How is your run going? You're a few days in now.
Yeah, it's gone really well, and you know, I of course I love Nottingham, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But we've been open just over a week now, and I'm constantly rewriting stuff. I heard it, Stu being interviewed there, who plays our wonderful Dame Sarah. Every time I come off, I go, I've got a great idea. Let's put this in tomorrow. Listen, already sadly, I mentioned Steve Cooper on stage, and 1,400 people turned on me. But I'm trying to, you know, just keeping it fresh, not just for me, but the cast around me. So a lot of them come off, and they never know what I'm going to do next. But you know, but the main thing about panto is that the audience are in on every joke.
Yeah.
So they know when I go off piste and when I start ad-libbing or improving, and you know, and they enjoy it just as much as the cast on stage.
Yeah. How do you keep your energy going? Because a lot of days you've got 2 shows a day. It's a long old run. How do you pace yourself for all that?
Thankfully, the audience give you a lift. The afternoons are the screaming school kids, so it's a, you know, it's a different energy. The evening shows tend to be a lot more adults and, you know, more families. So I you know, I've been out a couple of nights while I've been in Nottingham. Between shows, I get to rest, drink lots of fluids, and try and eat healthy as much as I can, and just stay focused. Really, I mean, the Theatre Royal, thankfully, have got wonderful backstage dressing rooms. So I get to chill out a lot. I've got a bed, I've got my TV in there, I've got my books, I read, I write, catch up with what's happening on EastEnders, catch up what's happening with Nuno, now he's gone to Forest. So just keep myself busy and just try and stay on top of it, you know. Thankfully, I've had the flu jab. My cold's been and gone. I say that now. Who knows what could happen? But I try and dose myself up and keep on top of it.
I saw the show yesterday afternoon. It is wonderful, and one of my favourite bits is where you get the kids up on stage and have a chat with them, and then you can freestyle. And without giving too much away, you talk to the kids about some of their favourites, favourite people, favourite things. Can I ask you, Shane, who is your favourite co-star?
In co-star where? From EastEnders or from the panto? My favourite co-star in EastEnders, well, I still love working with Bessie Wallace, who plays Cat.
Yeah.
You know, the story unfolds. You'll see Alfie and Phil Mitchell get close.
Okay.
But on stage, I get a chance. Certainly on stage, I work with all the cast.
Yeah.
And we've got the ensemble as well. But it's funny you say getting the kids up. Because we stopped doing it a few years ago, and I've not done it for a long time. And coming to Nottingham, when they said, Shane, we'd love you to get the kids up, it was like, oh, great. Because, you know, you never know what you're going to get from a 10-year-old kid. And some of the questions I ask them, the adults are in on the gag, and sometimes kids freeze up. But you saw what happened, Mark, so you know anything can happen.
Yes, yeah. Diplomatic answer, by the way, with the panto cast. You love them all. That's great. And so do we.
I love them all. I get to work with them all, yeah.
Quick word on EastEnders. Now you mentioned that we've got a big anniversary, of course, coming soon. Is there anything you can tell us about that? Anything about your character?
Well, obviously the big Christmas Day episode's coming up. And I'll be totally honest with you, Mark. I know very little about it because it's all like, you know, cloak and shadows. We were getting scripts in September, which some of the scenes were deleted. If you weren't in that scene, then you don't need to know what's going on. And I'm not privy to any of that. But next year, we start building up to the 40th anniversary of EastEnders. Can you believe it's been 40 years? And
Yeah.
Alfie Moon's been there like almost 22 years. So, and I do know Chris Clenshaw, our wonderful exec producer at EastEnders, has got some big surprises leading
Okay.
up to the 40th anniversary.
Okay, we look forward to that. Enjoy the rest of your run in Nottingham. Great to see you, Shane. Thanks for coming on. Go see the Panto until the 14th of
Yes, Mark.
January at the Theatre Royal. Finally, a look ahead to